The markets of Echelon Station never slept. Under glowing neon signs and soot-stained arches, every corner of the sprawling spaceport buzzed with trade, legal or not. Credits bought anything. Weapons, drugs, memory loops, even people. Dane Vyerk knew the place too well. A former shock trooper turned scavenger, he lived alone in the rusted belly of Dock 12, running odd jobs and repairing derelict tech for just enough to keep the power on. He had long stopped caring about the galaxy's rot. After losing his squad in the Valor Rebellion, Dane had shut down the part of himself that once believed in justice or hope. So when a local gang boss named Korek threw him a job that night, entertainment unit, real exotic, take it off my hands, Dane didn't ask questions. He'd done trade work with Korek before, most of it dirty. But when the gang tossed a bruised, barely conscious alien girl at his feet, Dane froze. She was fragile, slender. Her skin shimmered faintly like starlight on metal. Her eyes, half closed and swollen, flickered with pale light as if trying to communicate but too weak to speak. Long wires trailed from her back, broken neural implants half-ripped. She bled faintly glowing blue. She wasn't an entertainment unit, she was alive. Violin model, Korek smirked. Half-grown, found her on a wreck. Not much good for business like this, but figured you'd have fun tearing her apart, or maybe fix her and sell her. Dane looked up slowly. I'm not that man, he said. Korek laughed. You're exactly that man. Dane took her anyway. Carried her quietly back to his workbench, heart pounding with something he hadn't felt in years, anger that still meant something. The girl, barely conscious, whimpered as he laid her on a clean cot. She flinched at every touch. Her ribs were cracked, her neural ports corroded, and her mind, he could feel it, was reaching out like an echo in a void. Dane worked tirelessly. He deactivated the implants, repaired her tissue with black market nanogel, fed her nutrient paste through a recycled medical rig, rebuilt her interface systems with parts scavenged from drone cores. Slowly, she stabilized. She opened her eyes fully after 3 days. Her name was Asha. She wasn't just a violin, she was royalty. A diplomat's daughter, part of the last peaceful envoy sent to negotiate with the Terran Dominion before war tore the galaxy in half. Her ship had been attacked by raiders. She was taken and sold across systems until no one remembered what she was, except her. And now Dane. She couldn't speak normally. Her voice had been damaged, but her species communicated primarily through empathic resonance, and Dane somehow could feel her thoughts. At first it came in fragments. Fear, grief, confusion, but then gratitude, and later something deeper. As she healed, they spoke often, through nods, emotions, drawn symbols. Dane told her about the war, about the men he lost, the things he did. He expected judgment, but she showed only sadness. Not pity, just understanding. Days turned into weeks. Asha grew stronger. She danced one evening to an old melody from Dane's dusty music drive, graceful even in weakness. She laughed, and it felt like light pushing through the darkness of his bunk. Then the bounty came. Korek had discovered the truth, who she was, what she could be sold for. Half the sector had heard. A royal violin was worth more than a fleet of ships. He wanted her back, and this time he wasn't asking. Dane and Asha ran. Through the shattered lower levels of Echelon Station, across freight haulers and sewage pipes, past black market labs and cannibal drones. She cloaked them with her energy. He fought off Korek's mercs with scavenged pulse rifles and old combat instincts. Every corner became a war zone. They reached an abandoned starfighter hangar. Dane's old ship, the Valkyrie, was still there, barely flight-ready. He worked fast as Asha held off the mercs by overloading her neural fields, using her pain as a weapon. Dane launched the engines just as Korak's cruiser came into orbit. In a final charge, Dane turned the ship and flew into the cruiser's hangar, crashing through its shield. Inside, he detonated the fusion core. The explosion disabled Korak's ship, gave the Federation Guard time to arrive, called by Asha's silent distress signal, sent during flight. She barely survived the psychic backlash. Her body collapsed from the strain. Dane nearly died dragging her free. but he refused to let go. Weeks later, in a recovery station orbiting the Lyra Nebula, Asha awoke. Her mind was intact, her body rebuilt with the finest biotech. She asked one thing. "Where's Dane?" The doctor gestured to the window. Outside on the station deck, Dane stood in the sunlight for the first time in years, watching the stars, alive, whole. She walked to him. He turned, and without words they embraced. No chains, no fear, just warmth. Together they disappeared into the galaxy. Some say they helped broker the eventual peace treaty between the Virelans and the Terran systems. Others believe they vanished to a quiet world of forests and moons, where no one could find them again. But in the back alleys of Echelon Station, they still whisper the story of a broken alien girl sold for pleasure, and the man who saw her pain and chose to heal instead of harm. Because even in the darkest places, someone can still choose love.